Hello Earth, welcome to episode 13 of season 3 of Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming environment called Cell. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I recommend you check out what this is about at github.com/autocolonel/cell, link in the description. So we're going to continue where we left off, and we are basically getting a first user flow going here. So the idea would be to paste some data and don't even hit submit, and that already gets it going, basically the data processing. And then I'm saying that the upload is like that too. Select the file, and as soon as you come back, it's uploading and then done. So we can remove this upload from clipboard button. But before, I want to have the call ready for actually submitting things, because I want this call to be, we have right now another endpoint that runs things through the LLM. There's too much here just to discard. We have also the parsing and whatnot. So I think the way I want it to be is I want the parsing of the file to be a cell call as well. So it can be also in the dialog. That would be very nice, I think. That requires basically a bunch of stuff. Something like add file, something like that. This would take a file, a name, and a meme type that will all be required. So what I'm doing here is this. Yeah, something like that. And I wonder if it makes sense to do it as base64 or not. I guess we can let the client decide that, right? Yeah, we could do that. So this can just go away. Yeah, I'm very convinced about this. Because this cannot really be native, or can it? I mean, it's floating a bit for me, really. I mean, ideally, you would want the parsing to be done on the client, right? But that's not practical at all. You don't want the client to be parsing that CSV or an XLS to sell. And also you don't have inference, you don't have an LLM, so you have to do it here. What would make sense actually is to keep it as it is, and then we make a call. Oh shit, we're already doing that. Oh my god, we're already doing what it just took me a few minutes to realize it. Wow, okay, so we are already doing this. Basically we're making a call so we basically, that's perfect. So you parse the file, and the only thing that is not great is that it's another endpoint, but I can live with that for now at least. So you have all the parsing there in the service, and then the service calls itself. Yeah, this is fine actually. Except that this can be quite simpler. Could be I'm taking JS, it would be JS to text. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. So this is basically some sort of middleware. So eventually, even if a client would like to do this, you could. By default is mute. Actually, no, I want to add the call here. But that's the problem. We don't know it's a dialog. Sorry, we don't know it's a file in the dialog. And that's just wrong. We're just putting stuff. We need some sort of ID here, right? One way to do it would be, because I want to show the file differently, I don't want to show the entire thing here on the right. It's going to be a mess. I want to show like a preview perhaps. Also, another question, do we want to put the parsed there? We want to put the output outside of the files, just somewhere in the top level, and then store the original file somewhere else too. That's important. That's actually very important. So we need to do we have support for multi-put? I think we do, right? I think I added it very hastily at some point. So the details are hazy as usual. No, I didn't add it. I think I had the idea of how to do it. Basically, if you would pass a list of things with PMV, that would actually do the trick. Yeah, I think we could do that. Why do I want it in the same call? I want it in the same call because I want some ID and some date. I want a transaction there. Like honestly, the adding of file should be a call in itself that in turn calls put. That will be the way to do it, I believe. But then that means that adding of the file would be native. So let's just write down the problems we're dealing. I mean, nothing of this is a showstopper. We could just build it and it would work like this, and it was actually working before. But it's not that. It's about making it work all the way, because if it's elegant all the way, that's the breakthrough. It has to be elegant all the way in that the change is already like a commit. You have a diff. Only you interpret it slightly different in the client. So things that come from the same place should be together in the dialogue. So what I want to see in the dialogue, each dialogue entry have from, I have these logs, right? Yeah. From to from user, or it could be user, it could be what? Actually, this is interesting. I'm basically just, I could just define a language for assertions, right? oneOf I guess it's less cumbersome to write like this. oneOf could be user is interesting. So I'm taking inside it's the detour of the detour. Let's make a transactional put files. This way I cannot get anything done, right? And then it's like let's make and let's figure out how the dialogue should be structured. A dialogue entry. And let's make an assertion notation executable for expressing the structure. Okay, is this going to expand fractally on me again? Maybe not. So it could be user. It could come from an API call, I guess. But what's the difference, right? And then a second one that is text. It could be empty too. Because it could be the username. And for the LLM, I guess. But the LLM doesn't initiate things. So no, of course it does. We're just talking to cell or the LLM, I guess. Okay, let's just keep it even simpler here. What I like here is the is. That's a good way to call it. Is a good call for assertions. All right, so we have from to. Okay, this is gonna be important. We need a time. A date. And we can actually just do something quite simple. Yeah. Yeah, the date is an ISO string. So we need a time from to what else we have? The result of the call. Well, the call itself. Result goes on top. And we need a diff. We want a diff or do we want an expansion? So let's just tackle this head on. Why not? I think this belongs, well, I can also copy it later. Why do I want to see the diff to see what changed? Is this the expansion or is it something else? Puts don't have expansion, they just do that, do like add. If our calls are puts, the expansion should be the diff. Okay, the expansion should be the diff. Okay, do I need this for the MVP? No, I don't need it. People don't want to see the diff of something that is not useful to them. They will want the diff later when they're already using the system and they understand the value and they say, okay, I actually need to understand what's happening, when, and where, but not now. So I'm going to push this for later, not because I don't want to do it, but because it's not of the essence right now. I'm doing it now, it's not going to speed it up for us later. We do have it. I made a note also earlier today here Yeah, I have an internal state of the system as first class, basically because of the diffs. Just basically the diffs show how the variables are changing, so it's like a debugger in itself. But yeah, we need this later. Language. I could return a diff. And then would be like get okay, that's the diff between your last update and the server version. Well, we don't need that yet. Yeah, I guess the essence is to do only what's necessary right now. Do it one time, and we can add time quickly. That's easy, so why not? Time on the diff. And then I'm going to remove this. And this is done in 4 parts because like I don't have multi-put, which I definitely need. I mean, soon. And then we need one more for the mute ones. Okay, we have that. So the mute stuff, you don't show it in the dialog. Should we just call it hidden? Hide, not even hidden, hide. Honestly, I don't even need the gets here. It's just too much. It would be, I have mute. I think I can just have hide and mute. Which other instance I have? When I send a call, yeah, like for something in the cursor, for example, I don't want to show that, but I really need to store it, right? No, I am doing something wrong here. It's okay. That is hide. We only have one mechanism, and then you can just okay, only those. Perfect. But we store every single call because those are your logs too. It's your everything. Every call is logged, and then you see what you do with logs. Yeah, that's the way to go. So getting rid of these arbitrary things, these separations everywhere in code. That's what makes it so difficult to do something that should be straightforward. So the substance, the time, and hidden to each element of the dialog. So we need to hide the if entry or entry hide. Just right. That's good. That should work. So now I just basically paste something, and the moment I paste it, I send this call to the file, so to the server. It would be send, no, it would be put file, no, post file. It's upload clipboard, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. What I need to do is I need to trigger this what's going on? Okay, let's go back to the good stuff here. Nice. So I need it in the text area would be on paste and vacaciones more. Okay, so noticias de placer. Okay, so the upload from clipboard is gonna be gone. And the upload files is also going to be gone completely. It should kind of be outside, right? Bam, 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 bam. we are gonna shrink this a bit more. Yeah, didn't work. Oh, what I can do, I can just limit this one here. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum. Why didn't that work? Mm. The first part taking over the entire white space instead being bound to 70% of the viewport and always showing the text area below. This give me a minimal diff. That's not the minimal. Okay, so we remove the overflow out, huh? We keep the style. Isn't this doable with documents? Man, come on. Never mind, I'm grateful. This line is the same. And the one below is max. One auto. Nice. It did do a trick. Can you give me something nicer looking only using vacuums? Yeah. So this actually works. Nope. What did I break? $457, sure. Oh, now this. Oh yeah. There. There are placeholders in text areas. Yeah. Why did it break? Is it the history becoming too big? Uh-oh. I think I broke things. Yeah. Garden book computer. Oh, look at that. It doesn't even open in Vim. That cannot be good. Look at how much data we generated. Whoa. Is that 26 megabytes? Amazing. Amazing. I guess if you get stuff every single time and you put it there, of course it's never gonna work like that. And it just, of course, it grows like crazy. Yeah. If you put every single get and the result you get from the get, it's gonna be really tough. If you're getting the whole thing. I mean, you're getting the whole thing, right? Okay, let's just do a nice hack here. And by nice, I mean not nice. If response length and RQ body call is not at. Actually, we can do it like this. Maybe something that is abridged. Look at that, it's gigantic, of course. Oh, come on, was it 26 megas or 260? It's getting late to count digits here. Okay, much nicer. Okay, much nicer, or not? No, because I told you. Ah, yeah, it's not putting the. Did I restart the server? No, of course not. Is the code really that? I think the conditional is wrong. Oh, come on. Ah, this is the log file. Silly. That's why it's getting so slow. So what was the call here? It's just that. Yeah, then in some ways not working at all. Yes, finally. Look at that. It broke it. Why does it pick it up now and not before? Why is it splitting the... Why is it splitting it into characters? I don't get it. Okay, we're gonna solve the mystery tomorrow, but at least we have something here. All right, I'll see you next episode. Thank you for watching.